All right. Hello, hello. I'm sorry, my voice is going to be a bit hoarse for this presentation. I seem to have gotten sick this week. But today I will be doing a presentation on DevSecOps. This will be a submission for Software Engineering 2. Uh, I chose DevSecOps because this is a system that is constantly used in my internship, and learning more about it is only going to help. It's going to not just going to help me, but help anyone who tries to do anything in the real world of coding. DevSecOps is extremely important. Now, you're probably sitting there wondering to yourself, what is DevSecOps? Very simply, it is development, security, and operations. It is the process of implementing security into the uh, development and operations lifecycle of a code. So, for people who don't know, development lifecycle tends to cover the planning, the coding, the building, and the testing phase of any code or any software that you're trying to run. Uh, this could be any application that you want to run for your company, any changes that you want to make to a current system, anything like that. The operations side is the actual release and deployment of the system. So this involves release, deploy, operations, and monitoring, meaning a system that watches the software as it's deployed to check for any vulnerabilities. Uh, so DevSecOps tries to implement security in all of these steps rather than uh, waiting for something to go wrong and then going in and having to fix it or having to find these vulnerabilities. DevSecOps makes the teams work closely together so that we can have a uh, software that runs almost flawlessly. So the key principles and really what makes DevSecOps work are a few things. First off, shift left. This is kind of the bread and butter of what I've been talking about, of moving testing and security and anything like that early on in the system, from the planning to the building of the code, all of that. We want security in there first rather than it being an afterthought. So this makes it to where we can catch the bugs and sorry, catch the bugs and the vulnerabilities a lot faster. Next is automation. So automation is going to be using tools in your pipeline to run security scans without slowing down like the releases. Uh, Automation is like uh, CI/CD pipelines, things like that are pretty simple to implement but have a huge effect on your security system. Uh, Next is going to be continuous monitoring. This is the monitoring that I was talking about before. It's a system a that watches your code and your system live. Uh, this looks for threats and any vulnerabilities, uh, and looks for like mistakes right away rather than, of course, waiting for something bad to happen. Continuous monitoring is a vital part of DevSecOps. And one of the main ones, in my opinion, is this shared responsibility. Too many times we see in uh, coding environments when something goes wrong is always the blame game of pointing fingers at, oh, security should have caught this, dev team shouldn't have implemented this, operations team shouldn't have pushed this out, more testing should have been done, all of these things. But shared responsibility says if something goes wrong, this is going wrong across the entire board. This is a we problem, not a you problem, you know? So this makes it to where the security is not just the job of the security team, but it is the job of the development team. It's the job of the operations team. So when something goes wrong, it is all of their faults, and yet still none of theirs. Uh, this is going to be vitally important for one main reason as to why DevSecOps is important. You'll see this has a benefit of improved collaboration. So With DevSecOps, you're going to find, since there is a shared responsibility like that, and since we do have implementation of security on every level, you'll find operations teams and development teams and security teams working very closely together. This is really important because when they work together, you find that everything's going to flow a lot better. So integration of DevSecOps principles in your team will allow developers, security, and operations team to work closer in order to eliminate these vulnerabilities. It's kind of a idea of us versus the problem rather than the problem versus us or versus each individual person, you know? Next reason why DevSecOps is so important is the faster market time. So you're going to see in a lot of early development teams that they have these problems pop up after operations has already sent it out and after the system is already running. And when that happens, you have to shut down the system in order to address these things. You have to go through the code, find what's wrong with it, and then you have to not only take this stuff out of the code, but then you have to work to implement something that fixes it and makes the system run again. Uh, and After that, you'll find, oh, we need a security team. So the security team will then go in after everything has already been done and run their security checks, which is a really lengthy process. But when DevSecOps is implemented in the team, and they're all working together in collaboration, this all runs a lot smoother. We are trying to find these security vulnerabilities and these bugs at every step, meaning that it'll be a lot easier to find them and to take them out and to fix the code in the moment rather than it is to go back and rework everything. And of course, the last one is the main one of why this is important. Vulnerabilities are a huge problem for software teams and for big companies, especially when they're targeted by people who have malicious intent and black hat hackers and stuff. We want to eliminate as many vulnerabilities inside of our code as possible. So with DevSecOps, we find better detection of these vulnerabilities. uh, when we have security being implemented as early as the planning phase, it means that we can find potential weaknesses and flaws in our system as soon as they pop up. As soon as the tests are run, which they're run at every step of the phase, we can address them right away rather than letting someone come into our system and uh, break it. So, with all of these being said, I find DevSecOps to be a really important part of the development lifecycle. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope this has convinced you that DevSecOps is a really important thing.